Just imagine a morning many centuries ago, at a time when humans didn't have toilets, pipes, drainage systems, or even the concept of hygiene as we understand it today. Back then, going to the bathroom didn't happen in a private, clean, discreet, and comfortable room where you could sit and scroll through your phone for hours. People simply found an empty patch of land, a bush, or a spot far from where they lived to take care of business. But as people started gathering in larger groups, forming villages and towns, things gradually became chaotic. And welcome back to the Daily Why, where we explore simple yet fascinating things together. In crowded residential areas of the past, human waste was often dumped into crude pits, poured into ditches, tossed into rivers, or simply thrown right outside of people's homes. From there, it would seep through the soil, flow in filthy streams through open ditches, soak into the water people used for daily life, and then reek under the hot sun. Flies and mosquitoes swarmed, rodents multiplied, and yet people still ate, slept, lived, and raised their children just a few steps away from those waste pits. In many places, the stench was no longer unusual. It became a default part of daily life. And it was from that very situation that people began to realize the problem was never just about where to go, but how to make waste disappear from their living spaces safely. Actually, some ancient civilizations were way ahead of their time in this regard. The Romans had sewer systems and public toilets. However, if you're imagining them looking like modern toilets, that's not quite it. Because many people had to sit right next to each other on long stone benches with almost zero privacy. Still, it was from those early systems that humans understood something very important. Water could wash waste away. In the late 16th century, a man named John Harrington in England described the first type of flush toilet. It sounds very modern, but in reality, it still wasn't complete. The real turning point actually came from a detail so small that most of us rarely even notice it: a curved piece of pipe. In 1775, an engineer named Alexander Cumming introduced the water trap design, a curved section of pipe that holds a little bit of water after every flush. That layer of water acts like a natural plug, preventing odors and sewer gases from coming back up. This seemingly tiny detail turned the toilet into something that could be used indoors every day without making the entire living space unbearable. But if you think every problem was solved at this point, not quite. A toilet can make your home cleaner, but if the city doesn't have a proper sewer system, it simply pushes the filth from inside the house out into the environment. And 19th century London is the prime example of that. As the population exploded, more and more waste was dumped into the River Thames, even though that same river was the city's source of drinking water. The result was severe environmental pollution, a horrific stench, and constant outbreaks of disease. It culminated in the Great Stink of 1858, when the smell from the river got so bad that even the people sitting in the most powerful buildings in the city could no longer ignore it. And at that point, the mission to redesign London's entire drainage system was handed to a man named Joseph Bazalgette. After years of construction, by 1865, the main sewer system was completed and officially went into operation. This was the milestone that finally allowed the toilet to fulfill its full potential. Because from then on, waste didn't just leave the house, it was actually removed from the living space of the entire city. From that point forward, the toilet was free to embark on its own journey of evolution. From crude outhouses and chamber pots, humans moved to flush toilets, then to more effective odor-blocking designs, mass-produced porcelain, water tanks, flush valves, and standardized plumbing systems. Ultimately, all of that led to the modern toilet models we use today. It's even been upgraded into a high-tech device with bidets, heated seats, deodorizers, self-cleaning, and all sorts of features that make the bathroom experience much more comfortable. And of course, human creativity didn't stop there. Over time, the toilet has been dressed up in all kinds of new, unique, and even quirky designs. Prime examples are this one, and even this one. Cool, right? Leave a comment down below and let me know which toilet model is your favorite. And perhaps the most interesting part is, the toilet is a very silent invention. It's not flashy like an airplane, it's not dramatic like the internet, and it's not something people usually sit around praising. But it's the very thing that changed how cities function, how diseases are controlled, and how modern life becomes cleaner every single day. So, the next time you hit that flush button, maybe you won't look at the toilet as something so ordinary anymore. You'll see a long history behind it, starting from smelly streets, polluted rivers, and people struggling with their most basic needs, and ending with a quiet but massive leap forward for human civilization. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you found this video interesting. See you in the next one.